Sasa tukuje Nakuru Town West, maybe the Daktari Magare Gikenyi.
Yes.
Why Nakuru Town West? Utaacha mambo na usanto, utaacha mambo na law, uingie mambo na kuwa mbunge. And then pia ulituambia if you be given the opportunity, wale ambao ni corrupt, wale ambao sio corrupt, wakipata hiyo opportunity ya kuwa corrupt, pia watakuwa corrupt. You say that?
Yes.
Maybe why Nakuru Town West?
So to start with, number one, currently I'm an employee of Nakuru County Government. Najua I know the law. Generally wanasemanga usiingie kwa politics until 2027. And I can assure mimi sitaingia in politics. So I'm a civil servant serving Kenyans. I'm a surgeon. I told you I'm serving. But I'm saying 2027 ikifika, I intend to vie for Nakuru Town West MP. I want to be member of the National Assembly for Nakuru Town West in the year 2027. So that's my intention. So at that time I would request people to support me in my bid to be their member of the National Assembly. So the second question, why do I want Nakuru? Why have I chosen to be a member at the Nakuru Town West? Number one, I've been in Nakuru from the year 2009 to 2025 currently. So I'm a resident of Nakuru for the last 16 years, and all these years I've always been in Nakuru Town West. So that's my constituency. So I want to, and why I want to do, I want to empower the Nakuru Town West residents. As I told you last time, if you read the 48 laws of power, leaders always want to govern the subjects. They don't call it people. That's very unfortunate. They don't call them people, but they should be called people. The leaders who want to rule for life, those who want to rule for life, if you want to rule for life, if you read that book, it's a philosophy book, it says you ensure the subjects are poor, they don't have money. Number two, you ensure that they don't have good health. Number three, you ensure that they do what? Health, money, and education. So I will ensure when I go there, I empower my people, the Nakuru Town West residents, so that we can ensure there is money in their pockets. They have good quality health care, and they have good quality education. We need to have a novel, like a very novel day school, boarding school. Number two, we don't have a boarding school for girls specifically and for boys specifically in Nakuru Town West. Nakuru Town West, we don't have a vocational center training institute in Nakuru Town West specifically. For example, I have told you education is good. Sometimes can make a institution better, but not all of us can be able to reach the university. And even if we were to reach, there are some critical services. For example, plumbing. It's a very important aspect. If you have any problem with plumbing, you may not even live in that house. We need plumbing. We need plumbing. We need electrician. We need masonry. This vocational training. We need the electrician, among others. So among others, I need to make sure that we have a vocational training institute within Nakuru Town West. We have a boys and a girls school, especially secondary school, within Nakuru Town West. We can have mixed others, but it's good to have one novel one. A novel school is a school, for example, mtoto wako akienda kwenda tu peke yake, unaona ameshapita. Number two, you realize even in terms of school, while tunapeleka university, if you compare Nakuru Town East and the West, compare those who go to the university, and they are living and they are schooling within Nakuru, because we can have Nakuru Town residents wanasoma outside. That's different. Wale wako Nakuru Town within Nakuru Town West constituency, in terms of what nimeanalyze, sisi tuko nyuma sana. Nakuru Town West, we need to change it. I told you that we need to improve the educational standards. Healthcare, like for example, if you look at in Kaptembo, we don't have a health center. The nearest we have is around a health center. We need to put, unajua Kaptembo is fairly populated. We need a health center to serve the Nakuru, the Kaptembo people. A health center. Number 3, I told you, for example, me I'm a surgeon. We receive patients who are in stage 3 cancers in our hospital. We feel very sad. Stage 3 and stage 4 cancers is advanced disease. Ukiona stage 4, even before ambie mgonjwa, you feel really bad. So I want to ensure that we introduce what we call preventive medicine. We train our people that yes, let us go to the, most people go to hospital when they are sick. But now we want to ensure that Nakuru Town West residents go to hospital when they are normal, yani hawana shida yote, wapime what you call screening. For example, let me tell you, for example, there's a cancer which affects women in Kenya called cancer of the cervix. It's very common. It's the number 1 killer in Kenya. Majority of women, tunawaonanga, mimi ma doctor, we see them. Unafika mgonjwa anaanza a lady anaanza kubleed, kidogo unapima unapata ni cancer stage 3B ama 4A. Yani you really feel very bad. So if this lady would have been screened earlier, tungeipata ikiwa either cancer in situ or stage 1A. Tungemfanyia something na angeishi. Stage 4 ni ukweli, hata tukijaribu kusaidia hauwezi kusaidia. Utakupea what you call palliative care. Palliative care is this care which you give somebody ndiye asikie uchungu akule, lakini ugonjwa unaendelea, unangojea tu akufe, which is a very sad disease. We want to have our people who are strong, because you realize, you just check the even Kenya demographic health survey, the number of what we call the young people wako kidogo sana, yani wale wanaenda reproductive age group. Tuko na watoto wengi na wazee wengi. If you realize the pyramid, the way inakaa, yani inafura hapa chini iko hivi, hapa katikati iko narrow. Najua of course wazee ni wachache. Hawa watu katikati, the middle class, ndio what they call the breadwinners. If we allow them to die, it means we live a society with more old people and the children. At that time, children are not economically viable. As a child, you only become economically viable when you start working. Either unafanya kibarua ama uko employed like that. So we need to ensure that. So one of the things I need to do is to ensure the screening. Screening ifanyike, mtu ugonjwa ipatikane mapema, then we move. Then number 2, education nimekuelezea. Then the most important of all is economic empowerment. Because let me tell you, my friend, if I give you 100 bob, 200 bob, utakula leo, utakuja kesho. The best way to sort you out is to empower you. By empowering is ensuring pesa iko kwa mfuko. So how do I do it? Number 1, there's some money which the government does. It gives out to its people. Kuna Uwezo Fund, kuna CDF, kuna presidential, kuna many things. If this fund, number 1, ensure is fairly distributed. You realize nilipeleka Susan Kihika kotini because of inclusivity. Yani whatever, kama ni cake, ikuwe divided equally. Regardless of ethnic, tribe, region of anything. Kila mtu apata kidogo, equitably and fairly. That's number 1. Number 2, I've told you, money as a resource is always scarce. Always, not sometimes. Even the country, we will never reach a situation where tunasema pesa imejaa sana, tumeshinda baada ya kupeleka. Hata kwako, unasema nimekula pesa, hata nataka kutupa nyingine. Money is always scarce. So government money will not be enough. We think outside the box. We go to philanthropists and even international organizations. We request the support of our people. Like within Nakuru Town West in Milan, there are a couple of CBOs. This is what they call community-based organizations. If we find a philanthropist within Kenya and outside, they help these CBOs with the funds. And even before they are given the funds, I make sure that the leadership or that group is trained. Because if I give you $1 million today, as a group, na ujue how to use it, unaweza kununua mandazi hapa hivi na pale, then kesho hakuna pesa. Ama mwanzie project nyingine which is not viable. When you can have a good intention, you start a project, but if visibility yake, viability yake haijulikani, it cannot sustain itself. Kesho na kesho kutwa inakufa. Sile pesa tuliweka zinaenda into drain. So we need these CBOs, all these women groups, youth groups, siwekwe pamoja. sitafutiwe pesa za government. Nilikuwa nimeanza by Virgin government, zile funds tumike vizuri. Number 2, we do what? We ensure the philanthropists and I'm a human rights defender. I've moved, nimetembea sana. International organizations, there are many organizations willing to assist us, but they cannot assist us ukikaa. You need to approach them. Me, I will be the ambassador that time, if the year 2007 and beyond. I will be the ambassador ensuring that money zinakuja. CBOs wanasemanga usipea mtu fish ama samaki, muonyeshe how to fish. Wanajitengenezea yao. Kama mtu ako na ICT anatengeneza pesa kidogo, kama ni kawash yao kidogo, kama ni pool yako kidogo, kama ni tent zako kidogo, something kidogo. At the end of the day you come to realize people wanakuwa na pesa zao kidogo, wanaendelea. Number 2, you even collaborate with even universities. Hao vijana wa Gen Z, so kumbuka even during Gen Z, they used to communicate using phones too. These people, they just want to go. Si lazima upeleke watu wengi, even watu 100 peke yake within the constituency, waende kwa this university like Strathmore and many other universities for innovations. Waende kusoma, even watengeneze ma apps kidogo hapa na pale. Even county ikianzisha something, even kama ni parking, wanakuja wanauzia county the app. Wanasema we are Nakuru county resident, tumetengeneza ya parking app. Even kucheck kama kuna mtu amelipa. Kama ana fees kutuma, hata kama hiyo ku spread pesa za CDF, app inafanya tu. So you don't need to do everything manually. So if these young people we put them, even criminality will move down. Because somebody atakuwa somewhere kwa simu yake anatengeneza pesa online. Through that. So they are already doing it. What you need to do is just to empower them. Number 3, you unatengeneza even a nice city hub. And this hub ni unatengeneza tu a social hall vizuri. Tukue na a social hall equipped. Si social hall just iko tu a building. A social hall with an ICT hub. Iko na computers, iko na trainers. Full time. Kazi yako ni kutrain watu. Anybody hata ukitaka kusoma, unasoma kompyuta yako, unalani, unaenda zako. You run your knowledge, unaenda kusaidia. So once you do these things, ukizifanya zote, you will come to realize watu wamekuwa empowered. Because I don't want people wakue dependent. I told you, and I can repeat, leaders, if you want to, they always want people to remain poor. For example, even this issue of education, let me come with education kidogo. Ukirealize wanapewa CDF. Ukirealize majority of even MPs, unapata watu wameita constituency wakuja kupewa bursaries. Wamama wanakaa huko, jua inawapiga, even kuchukua form peke yake. Unakuja unapata wamama wanakaa, wazee wanakaa, kunangojea form tu. Hapa ni form, hata si anything else. Then ina take long, then unakuja scramble. Mimi, I want to make a seamless aspect. Number 1, I will lobby even my MPs that time, not now. For now, nakwambia niko naenda kusahau. I will lobby MPs. Hizi pesa bursaries sikuwe scrapped. Why do I say so? Just think of like this. Kuna bursary fund ya president. Kuna bursary fund ya governor. Kuna bursary fund ya CDF. Kuna bursary fund ya women rep. Kuna ya senator. Hizi pesa zote ni zetu. They are not giving us from their own pocket. Zinatoka consolidated fund. I'm saying, why do we remove money? Tunapeleka kwa president, governor, MP, what then before sifike shule. Kwa nini tusitoe kwa consolidated fund, siende directly kwa shule? That's all. So unfairness, wewe sema wewe MP aninyima bazari. Hakuna bazari ninyimwa because what is zimeenda shule. Watoto wetu wasome. And you realize education, even in the constitution, education is a right. It's not a privilege. Mtu akikupea bazari akusaidii, anakupea pesa zako tu. Not like that. So those are the things which we need to work about. Alafu number 2, there's nothing bad watu kusoma. Watu wakisoma, they make a society a better society. We feel very happy. So if you do that, you empower the people. Nakuru Town residents will move very far. Number 2, in terms of water and sewerage, I've learned, me nimeishi Nakuru Town West. Sewerage system, in fact, is even non-existent. Sewerage. So what Nakuru people want is water and the sewerage system. And this one I can assure you 100%. Water ni rahisi sana, number one. Unaenda unaongea na county government na through national government, you collaborate, you ensure kuna piping. But in the unlikely event it takes long, unatengeneza boreholes. A borehole, tuachane na zile government, unajua during government people quote a lot of money, ndio wapeana kickbacks. A normal borehole costs around 1 million to 2 million. Na iko fully functional. Lakini unajua ukienda kufanya procurement watasema unajua mtu fulani lazima alipe 10% yake, lazima VAT ilipe, lazima unapata borehole ina cost karibu 10 million. A normal borehole, mimi nimesha jenga even a borehole, that's $1 million. So that's what I'm saying, I will ensure these funds we use to organize even borehole, to work even in different parts. I may not have sorted out the water 100%, lakini still utapata iko already sorted out. I will ensure tukae na watu wa geology, watafute hiyo maji iko sawa, iko safe for consumption, tuangalie fluoride level, tukipata iko sawa. Kama si sawa, tukuna what we call desalination. We can make a small plant ya kudesalinate water. We ensure then water, then sewerage system. We work with the county government. This is their work of providing sewerage. In addition, you can even ask the World Bank. Me I'm in the health sector, so I understand. World Bank, there's even some money which it provides, especially for low socioeconomic class. If you can lobby it very well, you can always get money. Ujitengeneze a major sewerage. Well, unajua kazi yako si kutengeneza hizi kidogo. Hizi kidogo ni kazi ya resident. Unatengeneza the bigger pipes, zile zina where they join. Then the residents unawa request, mimi nimefanya bigger work, kind in your small money, zile pesa uko nayo kidogo, tafuta plumber ule tulisomesha kwa vocation training, mpe pesa. Enda kwa ile duka ya mama Moraha, mama Manyaboke, ama mama Wanjiku, ama Kibet, anauza pipes hapo. Enda ununue pipe hapo. Unajua tunampromote. Tafuta plumber ule wa vocation training yetu akuwekea. So you realize ule mtu wa duka amepata kitu, ule kijana tulitrain kwa vocation training amepata akuja kujoin the main pipe, and life moves on. You understand? So those are the things which we need to work as a team. There are many things which needs to be done, but you don't need to do a lot. They always say you can do a small thing to have a big impact without using big money. For example, I'm telling you, so not like nilikuwa nakwambia, like e-citizen inaona watu 150,000 to 500,000 per day. Na nakwambia kuna pesa waliongeza ya 50 bob ya kukula. Ukipiga hesabu, they make almost 600 million to 750 million in a 1 month. So mimi nilitumia pesa zangu kidogo kufanya repetition, nikasaidia wa Kenya kukandamizwa hizo 600 million. Are you seeing? You can use a small amount to have a big impact. Even in Nakuru Town West, you may find ukiambiwa project proposal upate ni billions of shillings. Utawaambia sisi hatutaki hizo vitu nyingi, let us tuweka the main trunk peke yake. Yes, among us. So what I'm trying to put across, and if it is what it can happen through what called participatory leadership. Participatory, you call all people. We may have good ideas, but you call 1, 2 to 3 heads, they have better ideas. I'm saying good ideas become what? Better ideas. So at the end of the day, I will make a society, because that's what we want to jaribu make society better. Yes, you were asking something.
Unajua Nakuru Town West is a cosmopolitan county.
Yes.
It is in town center.
Yes.
Maybe what can you say about this politics of adults, politics of Buddhism?
Okay. Number one, before I answer issue of Buddhism, issue of employment is very critical. Number one, as an MP, you're supposed to be ambassador of tier where you can. Your courses as many as possible. Sometimes you may not succeed, but even more important, you can even encourage private developers to develop within the constituency. They employ people, and thirdly, you can have what you call dual training, where the industry players come and tell the training institutions what they want. Because sometimes the challenge we have, the training institution trains so much which the industry does not need. So number 3, I told you, issue of goonism within Nakuru Town and handouts is a recipe for chaos. I told you, once you have money in your pockets, nobody will tell you to be a goon of somebody. This goonism will always come because people are not empowered. If, for example, you are full-time, like yourself, doing some media aspect, editing, sharing, getting likes, and maybe you may not even have time to be a goon of somebody. So I think the whole mark, I told you everything. Once you empower everybody, empowering does not mean we do one work for all of us. Kuna mtu anafanya ICT kidogo, kuna mtu anafanya car wash hapa, kuna mtu ana pool yake hapa, kuna mtu anauza mboga. Mboga in itself na make kama kuna kipana kubwa, anatengeneza inakuwa kubwa. Inakuwa commercial agribusiness. Unajua like Nakuru Town West iko na watu wengi sana. Iko na 6 wards. Those people need to eat. If we empower people wako na agribusiness. Si business ile ya kutengeneza mahindi waenda kukula. Yani agribusiness, you make agriculture for business in big time. Even hata historia ya nini, so like for example even kama hizi za watu wanapanda even sukuma kwa gunia. You use a small space, lakini unatengeneza gunia kubwa na unaenda kuuza. You don't need a big land like 10 acres. So if we have experts, they train our people. Or to meet the small space, they do a very good agribusiness. That's part of it. So that's nakwambia this huyo unasema umeuliza goonism, we don't need to come because people are idle na hawana kitu ya kukula na kula kitu kwa mfuko. And I told you, most leaders they want people to be in that state so that they can rule for life. I told you, if you read the book 40 Laws of Power, they always say if you want to rule subjects or people, ensure they are poor, and so they don't have education, ensure that they hawana pesa, education yao ni chini na health yao ni mbaya. So that's what has been there. It causes what they call vicious cycle of poverty. Unakuwa poor, I will come nikupe 200 unichague, then nikupe 200 uende kwa poor, 5 years ishe nikupe 100 tena. So that vicious cycle can only be broken by empowerment. The hallmark is what? Empowerment. Let money sikue kwa mfuko ya watu. And if people like that, if they are there, so be it. Because sometimes even these leaders wanagopanga, ukiempower people wanakuja kukutoa. But I've told you, my work in life, mtu kama mimi, is to make a society a better place than I found it. If I can train a youth, asome kabisa, hata afike masters, tumpe even afike PhD, akuje na better ideas, akuje anitoe, I'll be very happy. It means I would have achieved to find a better leader than myself. Yes.
In Kenya we understand it very well.
Yes.
And you are witnesses.
Yes.
You can't survive in politics without money, and politics and money goes hand in hand.
Yes.
Maybe siasa yako.
Yes.
Kuna mambo na handout.
Yes. Na
pia kama wewe ni mwanasiasa and you don't have money.
Yes.
First of all, do you believe money matters in politics?
Yes, I can say yes or no. Ukiangalia politics has evolved. Kitambo unajua walikuwa nasema if you don't have money hata usivae. But we have seen cases where people without money have been elected. So there's always, that's why I've said yes or no. For example, there's a woman Lebo Bomet, alikuwa anaita Toto. I'm very sure you read the story. Hakuwa na pesa. But the people waliona this is worth it. Hata mwenye alitoa, in fact if you remember, mwenye alitoa, I can't remember the name, alikuwa very wealthy politician. Akamtoa. So sometimes me I think the politics of money, it is there and the same is not there. Of course as a politician you need some money, either you print posters, watu wakujue, ukiita watu for example hata kukunywa chai. Sini unakukunywa chai kama mimi tukapa kukunywa chai is not a crime. Sini kweli. But what I'm against is monetization of politics. That the high money you have is the only reason why you should win. Me I'm against that. Number one, I can tell you, mimi I have what I can call enough money. You understand? What you can do basics, but they don't have money to bribe voters. I don't. If, for example, me I will send my policies. If the Nakuru residents, in their opinion, pick the one with a lot of money, so be it. It is their right. I told you Article 1:1 states the sovereignty belongs to the people, which means the sovereignty of Nakuru West. Nakuru West is only Nakuru West people who will decide. If they decide they want to give people with money, so be it. I will respect their wish. I use that aspect. But at the same time, I will still preach to them, telling them that money alone will not change a society. What's there, we need to empower the Nakuru Town West residents, so that at the end of the day, they have money in their pocket. And I told you, if you ensure that the people are economically empowered, next time, even people with no money, without money will be elected. Because kila mtu akona pesa. So they will start looking among ourselves. Among ourselves, who looks like akona good policies, what I'm choose. And that's what we want to do. We want to change the politics. And the changing of politics starts with us. It's not the future generation, we start with us. So that at the end of the day, let us have politics of ideas. Because sometimes people always come with slogans, this. But ukimwangalia what he's saying, iko empty. Like you realize, even na kutuma saizi, you will try that time, because mimi chance of campaign. When I start campaigning in 2027, unisikize. I will never, and you just keep this clip later, I will never attack I will never attack a person. I will attack issues. What I call issue-based campaigns. Si ni kweli? Mtu anaweza kusema wewe uko na kichwa kubwa. That's not the issues. Wewe pengine umevaa kiatu mbaya. That's not the issues. So let us have what we call issue-based politics. Because I told you, even after politics, let me assure you, even after politics, we will remain being here. Hakuna mahali tunaenda. Tutakuwa Nakuru Town West. Kama poverty iko, tutaendelea nayo. You understand? So that's why sometimes I always believe, me, I don't attack people. Even my opponents, even when they will be there, I don't know which one, sijuangi opponent ni gani, but when they will be there, when nikiingia politics, I will not attack opponents. Because me, my issue will be what? Issues. We want to empower people. Personally, I always believe in empowerment. So that the big boss, I always call the voter as the boss, because Article 1:1 says the sovereignty belongs to the people. So if the people is the one which I will convince, niwaambie mimi niko this and this is what I want to empower. And I always say, that time when we come, many of us will come to vie for the seat, which is a good thing, which is a democracy, which is not a bad thing. But I will always say, ask the voters to look. What Rwanda could buy? What have they done? Sometimes they always say, for those who believe in the Bible, of course, Nakuru Town West is not a Christian, they are a Muslim, they are a Hindus, we still respect them. For those who are a Christian, like me, I'm a Christian, we need to ask ourselves, within the Bible there's somewhere walipewa, kuna mtu alipewa talent mbili, akaweka chini ya kitanda hakuzitengeneza, mwingine akapewa 4 zikakuwa doubled, akapewa 5 zikakuwa nyingi. So wanasemanga, in your small way, what have you done to make a society a better place than you found it? And I can tell you, for example, like me, I can tell them, in my small way, I've fought for inclusivity within a Nakuru County government. In my small way, I've ensured that even the national government do not awasumbui wa Kenya. There was even a time hii government ili change ID ya new voters, ilikuwa 50 bob, wakaipeleka 1000. Nikawapeleka kotini, tukapata na injunction. Then wakakuja kurealize wamekosa, wakaitoa 1000 ikafika 300. So through my petition nilisaidia wa Kenya kulipa that amount. Saizi wangekuwa wamelipa 1000. So it means those form 4s wanatoka shule wangekuwa wanalipa 1000. And I know Nakuru Town residents, they are not among the high socioeconomic. Majority of people hawana high socioeconomic status. They can living. So there's some people wanafikirianga 1000 ni pesa kidogo. Like me, I can tell you, when I grew up as a young boy, I grew up in abject poverty. Hata kupata 10 ya chufi ni ngumu sana. So nimekuja kurealize in life, people can miss 10 bob. So zile pesa which citizens are not supposed to pay, you should not force them. So they were saying ulipe 1,000. There's some people who have never seen 1,000. It means their children wakimaliza form 4 they will never always kuwa na ID. Now you know in Kenya kama una ID huwezi pata kazi. So essentially they will be forcing these people to fisher circle of poverty. Fisher circle means poverty inaenda round. Mama yako alikuwa poverty, mtoto wako poverty, na mama yako poverty na inarudi back. We will never develop. We need to break these chains of fisher circle poverty by empowering our people. And that's why even when I do my public distribution, I always fight for the Kenyan people, for the common mwananchi, so that at the end of the day we ensure that we always say we may not change the world. You understand? I may not change, others was change in Nakuru Town West siku moja ikuwe kama America, I would never. But what I'll do a small thing, small too, which will make a society a better place than you found it. Yes.
When we are running now,
yes,
the policy of Kenya, it's all about money.
Yes.
Mambo na chama,
yes,
political parties,
yes,
mambo na tribalism,
yes,
ethnic profiling, everything.
Yes.
It's obvious umesema wewe bwana Ruto wanda.
Yes.
You the other side.
Yes, Ruto nilikwambia ni yeye aliniambia nikuwe one term. Sikutaka nimmeke. Alisema mwenyewe ndakutafutia clip nikutumie. Alisema that's what he said. Alisema Ruto 10 yangu 10. Mimi nimefikiria nione hiyo sio vizuri. Mimi nataka tu 5. That's what he said. Lakini nikifanya hiyo one term nikimaliza munipige. Nikipita mtihani munipe another term. Nikianguka msinipe. So ni yeye ndiye niambia anataka kuwa one term. Because nimeangalia hiyo project zake zote ako na 15%. Nimeangalia KCSE, ukiangalia hata certificate yako uende uangalie nyuma. Hii inaanzia 0 to 24. So yako na 15. So nikamweka hii. Nikasema hii shwari, ni yeye alisema akianguka akue one term. So yeye aliniambia yeye ni one term. Yeye aliniambia sikutaka.
Kwa hivyo 2027 Mungu anijalia.
Yes.
Utakuwa upande mwingine.
Mimi ndio
chama bado hujajua ama bado ushajua.
Hiyo kuvaa 2027 si mimi nilikuwa nataka. Ni wananchi waniambia daktari, tunaona unafaitia vitu sana. Unafight inclusivity ya Kenya mzima, hata county mzima. Wakaniambia wakaniambia 2027 ikifika tunataka ukue mjumba wetu. So sinaona hiyo sitafika. Lakini nikasema wanasema watu wakikuita hiyo ni wito wa Mungu. So ikifika 2027 mimi nitafanya Nakuru Town West.
Na umekubali piloto umekwambia?
Nimekubali lakini hiyo siku ikifika. Sikwambia sasa hizi mimi ni civil servant. Mimi kazi yangu ni kusaidia watu na kisu kwa theater. So that time ikifika na naona wauliza tena. Sasa mmeniambia nikuja hapa mndaka chama gani? Simeona huyu tumesema hii ya Ruto alisema already yeye hataki kuchaguliwa. Alisema akianguka apewe one term. Sasa amepata 15%, so akakawa one term. Sasa ingine wakaniambia waniambie ni gani. Ndio sasa nakwambia sovereignty does not belong to a leader. Sovereignty angalia article 11, sovereignty belongs to the people. So kila kitu ni nini? To the people. So hata nikichaguliwa, which I think Mungu akinijalia nitachaguliwa, nitakuwa nauliza watu, sasa kama nyinyi ndio sovereign, unajua sasa MPs wanapewa watu called delegated power. The direct power, mtu akona real power are the citizen. Whatever I do nawaambia wakubwa wangu, what do we do? Of course it's a leader, you can offer leadership, lakini you don't have to force. Tunaambia mimi nafikiria hivi. What do you think? So that's what I'm saying.
Maybe why do you think you will be the best candidate?
Yes.
Not like the one who is serving, which is Samuel Arama.
Yes.
High for the fourth term.
Yes. Number one nimekwambia ninajaribu kuavoid kuongea politics of the people. Yaani mimi si kuongelea mtu. So nilikuwa na request hiyo ya mimi siwezi ongea. Because number one, anybody, any Kenyan, hata wewe, you have a right to buy. So hata ule amebuy, the constitution does not aikatai how many times you buy, you can buy. So hiyo whoever atavae ata-answer for his own question. So let me answer for my question. So mimi nimejiangalia, nimeona hata ni watu wameniambia tumeona, unajua mimi siku tumeona what you are doing is a good thing because nimesaidia Wakenya. Because mimi personally naendanga mara nyingi sana pale nyingine tu, hata kuna mtu kama tunaenda hivi conference, kila mtu unajua conference unajinda uintroduce usema mimi naitwa Dr. Magare Gikenyi. When you know Dr. Magare Gikenyi from Nakuru, so people know the name even kunishinda mimi, which means that name imewafanyia kazi. But everywhere. Hata nikipata mtu anijuange. Hata kuna wakati nalipanga kama hii supermarket, unaenda supermarket nyingine hawakujui. Ukilipa hivi inatokea kwa screen. Magare Gikenyi. Wewe ni Magare Gikenyi. Hata teller ananijua. Anajua jina yangu, which means in my opinion ni wao wameniambia, wamenona what I'm doing is good. In their opinion they want hiyo ikifika wanipe a big platform ya kuwafaitia. Yes, that's what I'm saying. But still, after even buying, I respect the will, the sovereignty of the people. If Nakuru Town residents agree ni mimi, so be it. If they agree somebody else, so be it. I will respect their opinion. Because me, I believe I'm a Democrat. And I always say, for matter saizi mtu akiniita, even my opponent aniite tuende kukaa na yeye, I will go. Because wanasema mtu akataange wito, akataanga lile aitwalo. Alafu number 2, even if you meet your opponent, mnakunywa chai. In any case, you are not enemies. Si ni kweli? And this politics 2007 itaisha tu to the back to where we were, and we will continue being friends. You understand? So me matter your politics, even if I may not even my political opinion, it will not like I hate mtu as a person, I hate those governance aspects. Once inachenjiwa mtu akapisha, is a human being kama mimi. All of us were born the same by we are descendants of Adams, so we are the same people, and all of us will die.
And that time things go south.
Yes.
Will you go back to the theater, or and if you succeed,
yes,
then yes, will you change?
No, me number one, if I succeed the way Maurice 2 ways, come I succeed in politics. If I succeed in politics, I'm one I continue with my activism. Sinukweli. Where even we have opportunity ya kufanya surgeries for the Kenyan people, nikiwa MP nitafanya, because even you have seen even MPs were lawyers representing client in court, even rights for people. Sini sawa. Unajua mimi will be a lawyer, will be a surgeon nikiwa parliament. Number one, nikiwa that time, it means I will still represent somebody amefinywa in court. At the same time, kama there's a patient pengine ameumia ndio kufanywa surgery, I also to do the surgery. I will maintain my standards. Sini kweli. If I don't win, that's part of life. I'm still a surgeon. Kisu yangu iko. Ndaendelea tena na kisu. Life moves on. And I still continue doing what I will not leave. I will still continue fighting for Kenyans and the Nakuru Town residents. Even if I don't win, I will still continue fighting them. Because the passion I have for them is not conditional. Tadi mukikataa ndawaacha. No. It's my passion for my heart. You have to assist, because my major aspect, I need to empower the people. Because they always say a leader, you don't have to be a leader who is elected. Even the way you are a leader. Even kwenu kwako nyumbani, you are a leader. Even kwa kanisa, you are a leader. You don't have to be a leader when you are elected. Like me, for example, I'm a common Kenyan. I file petition, they help Kenyans. I'm still a leader. Yes. So
what to Kenyans, so Nakuru Town West residents also.
So my one work for Kenyans and Nakuru residents as a whole, even Nakuru Town West as a whole, I always say, just remember what I've said. That the leaders always, when leaders want to govern people for life, they ensure they ensure they don't have education, they have poor health, and they are poor. Hawana pesa. So when that time comes, I will ensure, I will empower them. Once kila mtu akona pesa, everything will always do. And finally, I always say, the way they say, you may not change the world, but what you need to do, you do a small thing which can make our world a better place than we found it. That's all I can finish with.
Maybe to Manoti.
Yes, Manoti, finally on you, I think I take the opportunity to thank you a lot for taking time kunitafuta na kufanya interview so that it can be, there's some people who will learn about me and become better persons. At the end of the day, we will agree what we have said. In your small way as Manoti, to even telling this information I have through other people, and reading and getting a positive aspect, you have made a world a better place than we found it. So that's the same I tell all Kenyans. In our small way, tujaribu kidogo tu to make hii society yetu. Let us make our society a better place than we found it.
Thank you so much.
Asante sana.